This video will go over how a project manager can track their projects in Fudscam and keep a project running smoothly. As soon as your upcoming project is awarded, we recommend that you reach out to your Synectics point of contact and coordinate with them to get the project activated and give the team access. You can see your point of contact's contact information here on the Fudscam dashboard, or you can reach out to fuds.support@synectics.net if you aren't sure who to contact. See the Fudscam Permissions Overview video, which is linked in the description, for more details on getting Fudscam accounts set up. The project should be set up in Fudscam well in advance of sampling, and contractors need to be able to start work in the system early. We'll go over recommended timeframes later in this video. To help get everything rolling in Fudscam, we highly recommend scheduling a kickoff call with the contractor, USACE Project Delivery Team, and your Synectics point of contact. Having this call ensures everyone is on the same page, and team members will be able to ask each other questions as needed. In any case, please make sure that everyone is aware of what data types are required for the project. Data types that may be required for your project will be entered under Tools, Data Submission. For projects loading chemistry data, location information and field sampling information are required to be entered. Additional data types include well completion information, well construction interval, well maintenance information, and groundwater levels, which are strongly recommended for projects that sample wells. Environmental measurements are also strongly recommended for all projects. Be sure to define which data types are needed for your project. For information on how to upload data to Fudscam, please refer to our Fudscam tutorial videos playlist, which is linked in the description. Additionally, supporting documentation can be uploaded to the Fudscam library. If we mouse over the Library tab, and then mouse over Camp Richards, we can see a list of available file categories. Laboratory reports and data review reports are required to be uploaded in PDF format. Be sure to define if additional supporting documentation should be loaded to the library for your project. As a best practice, we recommend preserving groundwater sampling logs, chains of custody, and well construction diagrams in the library when those data types are entered into Fudscam. In some cases, you may opt to preserve documentation in the library without entering the data into the Fudscam database tables. Doing this would make the documents accessible for future reference, although the data would not be accessible in Fudscam reports. For more information on how to upload files to the library, please refer to our library submission tutorial video, which is linked in the description. Once the required data types are defined, we also recommend ensuring that expected timeframes for loading data are clear for all parties. Recommended timeframes are reflected in the project tracking report, the main project management tool in the interface which tracks all steps of a project. All members of the project delivery team may find this report helpful for synchronizing on the status of a project. Clicking the project tracking link on the dashboard will pull up the report for all of your projects, even if you have projects across multiple districts. We can also run the report by going to Reports, Event Tracking Reports, Project Tracking. This will run the report for only the database we are currently on, in this case, the training database. We go over this report in detail in our Project Tracking Report Overview video, which is linked in the description. The left-hand side of the report lists the project name and number along with other project information. Next are project level steps, followed by event level steps. Notice the color-coded highlighting, which will help alert team members when certain steps of the project are coming up soon. The color coding follows recommended timeframes and is based on the event sampling dates. These recommended timeframes may or may not apply to your project, so please be sure to communicate your expected timeframes with your team. Now, let's define the steps of a Fudscam project. There are a variety of Fudscam workflows detailed in the Fudscam user guide, located at fudscam.com under Resources before we log in. For now, we will assume a project following workflow 1A. This workflow includes the following steps, which have the following recommended timeframes. The project scope is defined and the project is activated within Fudscam. The UFP QAP is developed and an accompanying eQAP is set up in Fudscam at least 90 days prior to sampling. The contractor can start building the eQAP as soon as the project is activated in Fudscam. This will allow them to generate UFP QAP worksheets, which can be used as is in their hard copy UFP QAP, which will increase the accuracy and efficiency of eQAP review, as well as ensure necessary information on the UFP QAP worksheets is not overlooked. Sampling locations are chosen and location information is entered into Fudscam. Locations can be entered concurrently with the eQAP. If exact coordinates are not available 90 days in advance, estimated coordinates can be used initially and updated later. The sampling event is planned using the event management tools in Fudscam 30 to 7 days prior to sampling, then executed. Sampling information is entered into Fudscam within 7 days of the end of sampling. Field parameters and water levels are entered into Fudscam within 30 days of the end of sampling, if applicable. The laboratory analyzes the samples and submits a SED 5.2 Stage 2A file into Fudscam within 21 days of the end of sampling. Lab data is validated in Fudscam within 42 days of the end of sampling. Data is approved and final reports are created in Fudscam within 60 days of the end of sampling. The PDT performs a data usability assessment, and X qualifiers are changed to final qualifiers in Fudscam. Data is then moved to its final home behind the USACE firewall into the eChem database. There is no recommended time frame for the data usability assessment at this time. Like all Fudscam reports, you can download this one by clicking the floppy disk icon. There is a variety of file type options available. We recommend Excel for this report due to its width. Note that you can add project or event level comments as needed. See the Project Tracking Report overview video, which is linked in the description for more details. Back on the dashboard, 2 metrics reports are available to track the amount of time each step in a project has taken versus the expected turnaround time. It is useful for pinpointing which party needs additional support to meet turnaround times in the event that data is not getting to the USACE in a timely manner. These reports can be run at any point during the life of the project. See the Performance Metrics Reports overview video for more information. To see the progress of your project on the location or sample level, there are several event tracking reports available. These reports run based on the planning that was done for the event under Tools, Data, Event Management. They show the status of data loading and approval for both chemistry and non-chemistry data for a particular event, either at the location or sample level depending on the report. See the Event Tracking Reports overview video, which is linked in the description for more information. For a more holistic view of the project, you can check the status of your data via the Submission Log Report. Go to Reports, ADR and Submission Reports, Submission Log. Choose your project and event, and choose the desired data type. SED 5.2, for example, and click View Report. You can also filter on the USACE Chemist or the status if you wish. The footer explains that a status of loaded means the file has been uploaded, but it has not yet been certified. Usually files are stuck in this category if they have errors. You can reach out to your Synectics point of contact to get a summary of errors. Certified means the file has been submitted for review. Finalized applies to chemistry SED files only, and means the validator has finalized the validation qualifiers and the SED file is ready for USACE approval. Approved means the file has been approved by the USACE chemist and the data is available within reports. To check the status of supporting files that have been loaded to the Fudscam library, we have a library-specific report. Go to Reports, Library Index Report. Choose the file category, which corresponds to your property. In our case, this is Camp Richards. Choose which subcategory you want to review. This dropdown will include all categories that currently have at least one file associated with them. In this case, we'll select All. You can also choose to view files of various statuses. For this example, we will uncheck Approved to see what files still need to be approved. Click View Report. We can see that there is a file that is unapproved. Each district can choose who is authorized to approve various file types. In some cases, it may be the USACE chemist, USACE geologist, or your Synectics point of contact. Note that library files are assigned to a specific reviewer, and typically, only that assigned reviewer will be able to see those files. The exception is users with special, high-level manager permissions, who can see all files, whether they are assigned to them or not. Unassigned reviewer can reassign a file to someone else if necessary, or your Synectics point of contact can help reassign files. At the end of your project, once everything else is approved, the PDT will be able to perform a Data Usability Assessment, DUA, which will be the last step that needs to be kept on track by the USACE PM. The purpose of doing a Data Usability Assessment is to confirm that data is usable for its intended purpose. After the assessment is complete, the data will be moved to its final home in the eChem database behind the USACE firewall. See the Data Usability Assessment and Data Usability Assessment Reports Overview videos, which are linked in the description, for more information about this tool. In the final step of the Data Usability Assessment, the chemist will generate an eChem export file. PMs have the ability to check if an eChem export file has been generated. To locate an eChem export file in the library, go to Library, choose the property in question, in our case Camp Richards, then click eChem Deliverables. All available eChem exports will be shown, one per event, as well as all available removal files. Removal files are created if data needs to be removed from eChem. The files can be downloaded by right-clicking on the file name and choosing a Save As option. The files can be saved straight to the chemist's eChem Dropbox. Note that if an event is exported or removed multiple times, the eChem Deliverables section of the library will only include the most recent eChem export and removal files as part of the effort to keep Fudscam and eChem synchronous. Don't forget to subscribe to the Fudscam YouTube channel for more tutorial videos. All of the tutorials and playlists mentioned during this video are linked in the description below. Lastly, if you have questions or comments, feel free to contact us at fuds.support@synectics.net. Thank you.